Well, that is true. Let me read the phone number out. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I am Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. How are you, Doc?
I'm doing all right.
That's fantastic.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I couldn't be better. Gabe.
Oh, really? How about that?
Hi, Adam. How are you, Drew?
Hey, Gabe.
Hey.
Boy, have I got a big problem. My family thinks that I'm gay.
Uh-huh.
And it's all because of my stepbrother's best friend, who is gay.
Right. And they caught you blowing him?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I had to ask.
No, what happened was him and I had a little thing. It was pure experimentation on my part. But come Easter, he's going to be there with the whole family.
Uh-huh.
And my mom and dad are unaware of this little incident. And he's going to out me. Because he's a little bit older than I am. He's 23, I'm 19.
So your family's going to think you're gay?
There have been rumors going around that I've been made aware of, and also the fact that I had a near nervous breakdown because of this, that my brother helped.
All right. Let's backtrack for a second now, Gabe. You're 19?
Yeah.
How old's your stepbrother?
He's 19.
How old's his gay friend?
23.
23. And some months back, you guys experimented a little sexually.
Yeah, well, it was like, first it started out, he was teasing me. He's a Gabe, you're just, admit it. And the thing is, I'm a dancer and a singer.
Oh, okay. So you're halfway there, and the first two letters of your name are G.A. And you're just a letter away from it.
Well, the thing is, it's even though I'll admit I do like guys, but I'll be at a mall or something, and I'll think, even though I'm gay, I like women.
Are you gay?
I'm not fully realized about it.
Are you gay?
Okay.
Or did you just have a gay experience?
I just had a gay experience. I just want to see if there was something.
But he's a little ambiguous about it. But let's just stick to the facts, Gabe. You guys fooled around.
Yeah.
How far'd you get?
Well, not. I got pretty shooken up towards the end.
Yeah, see, people.
I'm not sure how the whole base thing works with the gay love, by the way. Like first base is making out, second base is feeling, and the straight ballpark, like, I don't know, Wrigley or Candlestick. But the gay ballpark, maybe go the other way around. Maybe start toward third. Maybe run the bases backward or something.
And then back to home?
And then back to home. It always ends up at home, and then it's into the dugout.
Oh. Just take the back door to the dugout, actually.
Oh, everybody's getting into the act. So, Gabe, what base would you say you got to with...
Why is that important? Why make it
I want to know how big a commitment he made.
Third or home.
Third or home?
Yeah.
Did you get into the dugout?
Oh, he got into the dugout, actually.
He got into your dugout?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's...
Gabe,
that's a relationship, is what that is.
Just so I have all the historical details here, were you abused in some way when you were a kid?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Nothing like that ever happened to you?
No.
He's ambiguous.
Well, but that degree of ambiguity that you put yourself in a situation that sends you into a psychiatric hospital, which is really what you say happened, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something is up, Gabe. It's more than just ambiguity. It's a lot of emotional pain.
All right, he's not on stable ground. I think we've established that, but we have to move on here. Now you're saying for, what is it, Easter?
Yes.
This guy's coming over as a friend of your brother's.
He's a close friend.
Can announce at Easter dinner
and a friend of family's. What's he going to do, take his salad fork and tap it on the crystal before he says it, or what? Is he going to say before grace or during?
Maybe after dinner,
please.
maybe.
Or the holiest of all holidays.
That guy needs his...
Now, why? How do you know he's going to do this?
Well, him and I had a big falling out about... It was a while ago, and my brother and I... he's put like a big wedge between our relationship, and it's just a big mess.
All right. I doubt this guy's going to say anything at the table. Because, A, it takes two to tango, and your dad may go after him with the electric knife, too.
Right.
And number two, it'd just be, very humiliating for all involved. It's totally inappropriate.
It's bizarre. It's positively bizarre.
Gabe, I'm betting he won't do it. On the other hand, I wouldn't want to be sitting there trying to put down stuffing all night shaking like a leaf.
Right.
Should I go?
I would really talk to him. And can't your stepbrother help you out on this one?
Well, I'm older than he is.
Still,
he's a bit of a basket case himself.
Well, but maybe why is there such disturbance among the family?
Gabe's family's a little whacked out, but we have to stick to the problem at hand, which is you have to make it through Easter.
Yeah.
I would say talk to this guy, talk to the stepbrother, announce to them, make it clear to them how disturbing this is going to be, and not to mention just poor etiquette.
And you don't have to admit anything. You can deny whatever you want. The guy will look like an idiot.
Right.
Just give him plenty of rope and let him hang himself.
Drew, you want to write him a note saying you checked him out and everything's in order?
Nothing that you hear could be true that evening.
Is there such thing as a behymen? If not, another invention of mine. The behymen by Ronco. All right, Gabe? Gabe, he's not going to do it. Could you imagine?
Poor Gabe. It's terrible.
Sean.
Adam.
Yes.
Oh, big fan.
Oh, thank you. You're on Loveline.
I got a little bit of problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's this girl who I was kind of sweet on, and we talked in December at the mall, and I thought, hey, it's kind of cool. So,
a lot going on at the mall these days. I got to get out to the mall. There's gay guys cruising around. There's girls talking to guys.
How old are you, Sean?
19.
19-year-olds hang out in malls, huh?
I'm guessing Sean's a little slow, but go ahead. I'm cruising the mall. What are you talking about?
That says it all.
All right, it's Christmas shopping.
All right, yeah.
All right, it's got an excuse. Go ahead, Sean.
In August.
So then it took me till next semester in February for me to, ask her for a phone number, and she gave it to me.
Great.
I thought, cool. I have half a chance. So I called her, except she was out or something. I don't know. And then Valentine's Day, I gave her a Valentine's Day card. And then I called her later that Valentine's Day evening, and we started talking. I asked her if she wanted to do anything that weekend, but she was going to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd give her flowers so that when she came back from San Francisco, she'd have flowers.
Right.
Then she ignored me for a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
She'd avert her eyes and, just wouldn't even
Okay. All right, Sean.
And then after a week and a half, she actually paid attention to me. I'm thinking, I got a chance. Then I called her, and she hasn't returned any of my calls.
Okay. All right. Hey, Sean. Oh, Nelly. Hold on just a second, Sean. Let me explain what a mixed signal is. Mixed signal is no.
That's a mixed signal?
That's a mixed signal.
That's what a guy thinks is a mixed signal.
No, a guy thinks a mixed signal is maybe.
She never said no or...
No, guys think mixed signal is, here's my phone number. Do you want to go out? No.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is when girls flip-flop,
right.
When they give you your phone number, they don't return the call, they say they want to go out, you never end up going out. The proof is in the pudding. I have no idea what that cliche means, but the deal is if you like them, or if you want to know if they like you, you're going out with them.
Right.
That's the bottom line with women.
But one thing Sean could do is really make a specific effort, invite her to something that is non-threatening, that might be something she want to go to, a concert or something. Make that one move, and if she goes for that, you're moving again. If not, just forget it. I'd say forget it.
All right, Sean.
All right.
All right.
May I just say that Dr. Drew, when Adam, when he gets offensive, or you think he's getting offensive, just stick with it, okay?
Answer a page.
Well, Dr. Drew's got to answer a page, so I'm on my own. I'm telling you, we should get someone in here to cover for you when you have to answer your pages, but it's back to the phones we go. Jessica.
Hi, Drew. Hi, Adam.
Yeah, Drew's on the phone right now. Don't worry about it. By the way, shouldn't you punch out or something, Drew? You really shouldn't be getting paid for taking care of your own business. Jessica?
Hello.
What's your question for just Adam Carolla?
Well, it was pretty much for you anyways. You seem to have more experience and everything.
All right.
Okay, I was with this guy the other day, and I went down on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to do it fast because I had to go. I mean, leave. And I don't know what happened, and I just puked all over him. It's not funny.
All over his lap?
Yeah.
What had you eaten? What did you eat that day?
I don't know.
But I bet there are bits of carrots in it no matter what you had. Even if you've never eaten a carrot in your life, when you vomit, there's bits of carrots in there. Drew, perhaps you could take a few minutes and explain that one day. how the body has a what I believe to be is a small storage of carrots.
No, you
just
do.
For vomiting.
Every time you walk in here, you drank 3 gallons of carrot juice. I think they reconstitute into carrots in your stomach.
Yeah, but it makes... Oh, you mean into little...
gels.
Yes, okay. Jessica,
Mm-hmm.
you vomited on the guy's lap.
Yeah.
And then what?
Well, I just wanted to know if that was, like, any way normal, if that ever happens, because I've done it a lot before, but that's never happened, and it was really weird, and I just want to know if that happens to people sometimes.
Well, it's that gag reflex thing, right?
Yeah. Yes.
There it is. Yeah, and he's, let me tell you something about guys. You could have dropped an anvil on his testicles, and he'd be ready for round 2 the following day. That's the beauty of guys. If there's one thing guys are going to take a chance on, it's a second blowjob. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you could have bit it off like a chew toy and ran around the room with it and spit it back in his lap, and 2 days after he got it surgically put back on, he would have taken your word for another blowjob. I mean, he would have been up for it.
Uh-huh.
So don't worry about him.
Okay.
All right?
Uh-huh.
And it's that gag reflex thing. It takes a while. You'll get used to it.
Oh, great.
All right?
Okay, thanks.
Good luck. Oh, I'm just glad I could help. Drew, you're back with us?
It's surreal to be dealing with what I was dealing with and come back to that conversation.
What were you dealing with?
I know it's
that was a stock tip or something?
No. Somebody going to surgery I got to deal with.
Okay. All right. It's heavy. Cynthia.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Hey, nothing.
All right. Well, see, my problem is that I was with this guy for 2 weeks, all right? And then, like, a day before we broke up, he told me that he thought we were taking things a little too fast. The next day, my ex-boyfriend and him, like, got in an argument, and my ex-boyfriend told him that I was saying bad things about my new boyfriend. So my new boyfriend believed this guy. He called me up. He broke up with me. 4 days after, we got back together. And then, like, a week after, I broke up with him because we weren't talking and there was no communication.
And there's a great depth of relationship here, too.
Yep. And, well, then, like, I talked to him 4 days after because me and his sister are really close, right?
Uh-huh.
She told me to ask him if he still had feelings for me, which he still does, right? So I asked him, and I told him if he wanted to work things out, right?
Right.
And he told me, well, that he really liked me a lot, but he'd rather just leave things that way.
Okay, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Drew and I are both completely lost, so here's my advice. Go for the taller one. She sounded like a short girl, and I think she would appreciate a taller man.
Thank you, Adam.
You didn't know
what the hell is he saying?
Yeah, great wisdom, phenomenal depth.
I didn't know where we were.
Yes.
2 days after my boyfriend left me, then 4 days. Then if you deduct the 2 days that I talked to her after the 2 weeks we'd went out, I didn't know where the hell we were.
The good news
Drew.
for her is that she doesn't get that involved. These are superficial relationships, and they should be, and that's fine. They're easy to kind of come and go for her, and she needs to maybe not have a boyfriend right now and begin to kind of date superficially more than one person.
Dating superficially does not sound like a good thing to do.
No, I don't. You're 15, you're 16, just to get experience.
I know, it just has a bad ring to it. Superficial dating, short-term dating,
going out and having
dating around.
People, dating around.
AJ. Hey, you're on Loveline.
Dr. Drew.
AJ.
Yeah. When I was visiting my grandma, I saw this one girl in second grade, and I thought, whoa, for second grade, that's pretty fine.
Yeah. How old are you, AJ?
I'm 14.
And you were 7 then. 8.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And, I moved up with my grandparents after my mom got divorced from her ex-husband, and I jumped around to junior highs, and I finally at this one junior high, and I finally see this girl again, and she's she's on the dance team and everything else, and she's so fine.
Yeah.
And I've asked her out, once now, and gave her flower on her birthday and flowers on Valentine's, and she still won't go out with me.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried paying her to go out with you?
No, I'm not in prostitution.
No. I'm not talking about for sex, just to go out with you.
Does she remember you from grammar school?
No, it was we were driving in the car.
Oh, you mean you just drove by and spotted her out in the yard?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you know what you should do? If she doesn't recognize you, you should take a sheet of glass and press your face up against it and go, remember me?
No, I was with my friends. So.
Do you kind of get attached to people like that real easily? That's kind of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been hard with my mom and my dad.
What's going on?
No, I just leaned up against the bedboard. It's okay, Grandpa. I'm talking on the radio.
What the hell is he saying?
Sorry about that.
Hey, AJ, is that your grandpa?
Yeah, I live with my grandparents now.
Yeah. Can we talk to Grandpa?
No, please, no.
Okay.
Very conservative.
All right. Okay.
So's Adam. Truth be known.
Truth be known, I'm very conservative.
What's going on with your folks?
My dad lives up in Pomona in South LA County, and my mom's sort of a flake, and I can't. It's not a good environment for me to get my home done
So
stuff.
you know, you can see how your emotional needs were so poorly met by your family of origin that you sort of are out there kind of sending your feelers out and grabbing onto people you don't even know and forming these.
I've known him since September. I mean, I've made a lot of friends.
Good.
AJ.
Just be careful with those sort of impulsive relationships. You know?
AJ.
Yeah.
Does the house smell like mothballs?
Oh, no. They're not that old.
No. No special weird stuff in the bathroom?
Oh, no. They still like Tony Bennett and...
No weird, like, extra riser on the toilet seat or, monkey bar hanging down to grip onto in the shower. Any strange stuff like that at all?
Nah, not at all.
Okay, so they're not too old.
Just the colostomy bag kit.
Just a colostomy bag kit.
Good luck, AJ. I'd say keep hanging in there, but don't forsake other possibilities, you know?
Keep the torch.
But, AJ, remember now, you're too old to be cruising by the second graders now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, just wanted to make that clear. Brett.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Cool. Hey, Drew. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Brett.
You know, I really miss Ricky. He was like the mediator between the two of you.
Now it's just...
He alleviated the stress.
So what is it, just fire and ice now?
Now just...
Pretty much, yeah.
We had to bring boxing gloves in.
That'll work. Hey, anyways, my question is, my boyfriend got arrested and was put in jail 11 months ago, and he's getting out on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in jail for heroin use.
Yeah.
He got hepatitis C.
From injecting heroin.
Right, doing the heroin.
Yeah.
When he gets out, he's going to be living with me, and I don't know what to do with him. You know, I know it's not contagious.
Hepatitis C.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is sexually transmitted, probably.
Probably.
And there's no vaccine for that as of yet. It's he may have had it and cleared it, too. Does he have chronic hepatitis C?
I don't know because I haven't seen him for 11
about
months.
60% of people that get C will get chronic C. And it's a devastating form of hepatitis. About half of those people then will get cirrhosis.
Did you visit him while he was in jail, Brett?
There's a 2-inch piece of glass between the two of us.
All right, but it is potentially sexually transmitted. And you're not an addict yourself?
Oh, no, I've never done
Is he involved in sobriety, or is he just not using?
He says he's been sober for 11 months.
Yeah, he's not using. It's a big difference in actually being involved in the sobriety process.
Right.
If he goes to NA meetings twice a day and he has a sponsor, then you don't need to do anything except to keep the environment stable and maybe go to some Al-Anon meetings yourself.
Yeah, what's he going to do about sex, though?
Well, that's what picture books and videos are for.
That's a good answer, actually. That's what we used to tell.
Wait a minute, listen, I should have given that answer.
But that's what we used to give our HIV patients. That's what we tell them. That's the best. If that's a viable alternative for you, that is a good alternative.
Right. Now, what about?
Yeah, but you're not living with someone you could have sex with.
Don't talk him down from that. That's a good plan.
Oh no, I'm not. But I'm just saying, I have picture books, as they say. I love those magazines, by the way. They always have the price they're asking, which is like $25.95, and then the real price is like $3.
What are they?
Oh, the ones from like Sweden and stuff like that. Guy comes over in a sailor suit, and it's a whole picture thing. There's a lot of good dialogue there. But the point is I have that stuff too, but I have to have that stuff because I don't have any real stuff, and Brett has the real stuff sitting around the house. Now, the real stuff has hepatitis C.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Brett could get loaded and get weak or something.
Hey, this may be a foreign concept to you, Adam, but there's this thing that some people refer to as commitment. And if you say we're married to somebody, let's talk about it in those terms, and your wife was in a car accident, was paralyzed or something.
Right.
You'd have the real stuff there, too, but you would have to stay with your long relationship with books and
No,
things.
that's why if you ever examine a wheelchair closely, there's a little hatch at the bottom.
Stop. But it sounds like these guys are committed and he's hanging in, and that's good.
All right, Brett.
Hey, I took your test, Adam.
Yes.
And I got an 11.
You got 11 on the gay test?
Yeah. So you tell me what's wrong with that picture.
Well, listen, this test is for, it's going to work on 99% of the society. Once in a while, there's an aberration like yourself.
Oh,
now I'm sure if I'm sure if I sat down with you, we would figure out where the mistake was. Perhaps you didn't carry something.
Carry something?
Yeah, like the 3.
You didn't add it up right.
You didn't add it up right. There's a problem with your math.
I'm a math major. I don't have a problem with that.
See, that's the problem. You're so burnt out from doing those equations all day that when it came time to... All right. I got no argument on that. All right, Brett, you're officially not gay. You're not gay on paper, and you can save that and use it if you ever try to get into the military. And we'll be back.
Hello, darling. This is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and you're listening to Loveline.
You certainly are. My name is Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew's board-certified physician. The phone number here at Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. Last week, and in an earlier call tonight, you heard it referred to, I gave the GAT test, the Gay Aptitude test. Also last week, I gave the HAT test, was the hetero. I always say heterosexual aptitude test for males.
Do I see some additions to that?
There are some. Don't give them away. I got some more data over the weekend, so I put that in. So we're going to be doing that again a little later on this evening. And then tomorrow, you can all look forward to the LAT test, which would be the lesbian aptitude test. Again,
I'll be holding my breath.
You're on the honor system with these things.
What?
Arm yourself with a pad and pencil and take the test when it comes. And it will be coming later this hour.
What are all these figures here? Is this?
I was working out some numbers during the break, trying to figure out a basic equation, because there's a sort of a equator that you have to get past.
A median score.
A medium score you got to get past.
All right.
Although I don't even know if you want to be hanging around the crack, as it were. But anyway, we're going back to the phones, and we're going to talk to Rachel. Rachel.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Dr. Drew.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi. Okay, I had a question. Me and my boyfriend have been together now for about a year, and we're really committed. We live together, and we're both interested in the same types of women, and we were wondering if that was normal to want to bring a third party into the relationship.
What types of women?
Like alternative types.
So like maybe like a tattoo and an earring, kind of nose earring or something like that?
Possibly.
My guess is he's interested in whatever kind of woman you could drag home that he could get involved with your consent. I mean, you could bring a young Republican. He'd probably be happy with that. You could bring a hippie. You could bring a pregnant black woman in her 60s. I'm sure he would be excited.
Okay.
What, are you writing this down, Rachel?
No.
So you want to know if it's going to screw up the relationship.
And if it's normal for committed relationships to want that kind of thing.
Yes, no.
It's normal to fantasize about it.
Yes, it's going to screw up your relationship. No, it's not normal to.
All right, slow down a second. What Drew's trying to say is that it's natural to fantasize about it.
Yes.
And we all have our own fantasies.
And for them to share fantasy, even if they have movie, picture, books, or whatever those things are you're talking about.
Well, that's what they're talking about, bringing a alternative chick in and sharing her.
Yeah.
But we found statistically that after you act on it, somewhere between the time the guy heads to the hamper to mop himself down with something and you head into the den to catch the last 10 minutes of Sally Jesse Raphael, something happens.
Some chemical goes off in your head.
And it's usually a bad thing.
Yeah.
And the relationship has difficulty staying the course after that.
Right. Jealousies, feelings you don't anticipate. Somebody develops feelings for somebody they don't expect. I mean, you're putting yourself in positioned to open up emotions that you don't anticipate.
Okay.
And if you really value your relationship, leave that as a fantasy.
But we're not saying it can't be done. We're just
not saying it can't be done.
By and large.
We're not saying nobody's done it. We're not saying that if you're not going to get married, you know, it might not still be, if you're having sort of a casual relationship. But there are reasons that we have sort of the social standards we have.
But my take is this as well.
And there's this sexually transmitted disease issue, of course. But go ahead.
Yeah, that one. Rachel, here's what I think. I think the big problem is you do it, and then it's a year and a half before you get to do it again. I think if you could keep them, if they're lined up, you know, out front of the bedroom and down the driveway. Well, because if you're going to have a fun swinging threesome like every weekend with a new person every weekend, I think that would keep you going until the next weekend and the next weekend and the next weekend.
That'd be a disaster.
It would?
That'd be a disaster.
All right.
Rachel, don't do it. Don't do it, all right?
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. As a matter of fact, I ran into somebody at a restaurant once who somehow was, we were introduced, and anyway, she knew who I was, and there were two girls, and she said, I'm married, and the other one said, I have a long-term relationship. We have threesome swinging kind of things all the time. We always hear you knocking them, and we're here to tell you it works. But you're right. Statistically, it's not going to work. That's all you can say.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, it's that chalk that up to seeing things in evolution. You know, that's like the marijuana addict saying, "See, I'm fine. I've been smoking 3 years." Well, look at them at 10 years when things really start to fall apart.
All right, but also you got to try certain things. You have to make certain mistakes. And then you eventually move on and you get married to someone else.
I feel so strongly, and I bet you if we had a chance to interview those two people you talked to, you'd find out there really was something not right there.
Well, yeah, they're both wackos, no doubt about that. I kept eating off my plate. Matt.
Hey.
Hey.
Dr. Drew, Professor Jack. Let's have it.
Professor Jack.
I'll take it. Go ahead.
Hey, I have a question for the doctor, but first I want to compliment y'all. Y'all are a lot better than that other guy on the radio, Rush.
Well, thank you.
We're better than Rush Limbaugh.
So much. And I have a correction for the doctor, and I have a question for the doctor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Drew, I have a question about the energy stack. Have you heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Okay. I work in a pharmacy, and I've made capsules up for people before.
Right.
And what it is, it's ephedrine, 50 milligrams.
Great.
Aspirin, 650 milligrams, and caffeine, 200 milligrams, which you ground up into a powder and then put into the gelatin capsule.
Beautiful.
And they take this in the morning for energy.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, how safe is it?
Ephedrine can raise your blood pressure. It's profoundly has a profound potential to raise your blood pressure rather substantially. Aspirin obviously can erode your stomach and cause ulcers. And caffeine, I don't see a big problem with that. But the only people that are going to be using the energy stack, I assure you, are addicts. And it's just going to keep that addictive behavior going until they find something that actually does trigger their reward system.
So the big time it comes around is like finals. Everybody wants the energy stack because it seems to keep them awake for hours.
Matt, have you had one of those tonight?
No, I have had an energy stack.
Really?
I bet it's pretty uncomfortable feeling.
No, it just kind of, it's like drinking a couple jolts.
Yeah, okay.
Matt, what kind of pharmacy do you work at? And where are you, in Mexico?
No, I'm
where they let you, like, experiment and make you're not a soda jerk, for Christ's sake.
I'm about 20 miles out of D.C.
And they just let you sit back there and experiment with the chemicals?
No, well, they're all over the counter, so I can just take them home and make them.
Oh, okay. It's got a thriving business.
There are people that abuse ephedrine, by the way, Matt, so it's not totally safe.
That's a decongestant?
Not pseudoephedrine. Ephedrine is that's alpha stimulant is what they call it. What's your other thing, Matt?
Well, the other thing is you were talking about syringes the other night.
Right.
Now you need a prescription to get them?
Yeah, you don't need them?
No. There's no federal law that says you have to have a prescription to get syringes.
Well, in this state we're broadcasting from, I always write prescriptions, so I assume that's how my patients get them.
Because usually you can just go up to the pharmacy. Sometimes you don't even have to go to the pharmacy. They're just on the drawers, just on the shelves in the store. You can just take the syringes.
I don't think that's I don't know for a fact. All I know is that I write prescriptions an awful lot for syringes, and I don't think you can just pick them up here in California, but maybe.
It could be. It's state regulated.
Yeah. Matt, I have an idea. Why don't you take the energy stack, hook it up, and put it in a syringe, and then people could mainline your new product?
I could drive it into solution. It wouldn't be that difficult.
Yes,
I got the Bunsen burner at home.
Oh,
Matt,
fantastic.
Matt.
I mean, a little 15cc, something like that.
All right. The call's being traced now, Matt. We're alerting the ATF members, and they're converging on your home as we speak.
Oh, my dad's a cop. It's no problem.
Great.
Matt.
Very reassuring.
Matt.
Yes.
Be careful.
Cool.
All right. See you, pal. Woo.
Larry.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Drew and
Hi, Larry.
Adam.
What's up?
Hi.
Yeah, I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah. About 2 years ago, I'm a bodybuilder, and I've been, I shave my chest and stuff. And one day I was pinching on my nipples, and I guess what my mom said was milk came out, and I was lactating.
I was going to say it was a bubbling crude, but that was the whole Beverly Hillbillies thing.
Either you have a rather significant medical problem or you're taking steroids.
No, I've never taken a steroid. In fact, I've never taken a drug in my life.
Could he be a woman and not know it? Larry.
What?
Jock check. Look down your shorts. Make sure there's something there.
No,
everything is, the equipment is all there.
Larry, no. There are prolactin-secreting tumors, low thyroid. These are all things that can predispose to that. You need to see a doctor as quickly as possible, okay? It has nothing to do with male or female. It is an endocrine disturbance, and it's most commonly caused by medication. And if you're not on medication, it's some other hormonal disturbance, and probably in order of likelihood. It could be nothing. I mean, there is such a thing also, but you worry about thyroid, you worry about prolactin secreting tumors of the pituitary
gland. I have a twin brother, and he doesn't have that problem, but we have everything, and we're identical.
Yeah, I know, but...
And one other thing is that my family, not my immediate family, but some of my family also has Graves' disease or hyperthyroidism.
Right, and this would go along with hypothyroidism more than hyperthyroidism, and indeed thyroid illness in general can run through families, so get it checked out, okay?
Could he be pregnant, Drew,
no,
honestly?
Couldn't be pregnant. Normally, that's actually the leading cause of lactation, I got to tell you.
Larry.
Yeah.
Real quick. Now,
I'm sure it showed up in your statistical sample, Adam.
Relax over there, Drew. Larry.
Yeah.
Larry, you're one of those big guys. You're shaving. You're all tan and everything.
I look good, yeah.
How do the women like that?
Well, I think it's all right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have a girlfriend right now.
Yeah, okay. See, you've proven my point. It's the emaciated drug abusers that score all the chicks. I'm telling you, drop the weights and pick up a syringe.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, Larry?
All right.
God bless you. And we'll be back. Okay, we're back. Let me get the phone number out. 1-800-LOVE-191. The fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. And as promised, the hat test is forthcoming. The heterosexual aptitude test. So, kiddies, grab a pad and pencil. Let's work out your sexual proclivity on paper. Give yourself a point for every time you've urinated in the tub. Now, this does not count when showering. This is just the sign to urinate in the tub.
The plug has to be plugged.
No,
all right.
Does not. All right, give yourself an extra 5 points if it was plugged. That's a good one, Drew. 5 points for every time you've eaten something off a lunch truck, a very manly trait. Add an additional point for every time you've made a meal out of something you've shot, trapped, or backed over. If you've named your penis, add 5 points. If you've named your buddy's penis, deduct 25 points.
You up that one.
Very important.
Yeah.
Yes, I gave it some thought. Add 1 point for every time you've barbecued. Add an additional point for every time you've slopped beer on whatever you were barbecuing. You know, when you're loaded and you're out in the sun and you got that you're just wearing the towel and everyone else is in the pool and some guy comes around and you want to impress him a little. You always dump a little of the old Milwaukee on there, and it makes it look like, the fire spits up, and it really makes you look like you know what you're doing. Give yourself 1 point if you own one of the following items, or more of the following items, I should say. Gun rack, an issue of Big Brown Jugs, a Barbie Twins calendar, a bowling trophy, a vibrating electronic football game, a domestic beer can collection, a still, a hypoid saw, a roto hammer, a jack, sledge, or waffle end framing hammer. Those are all things I have, by the way. 5 points if you own a Playboy air freshener, 10 if it's a Penthouse air freshener.
That was added. That's new.
I thought about that one.
That was your research team this week and came up with those stats.
Yeah, they sent it in. They're spread out all over the country at this point, but that was one of their good ones, yes. And God knows what those things smell like, by the way. But anyway, if you know the words to a college fight song, give yourself 5 points. If you've ever wiped yourself with a tube sock, 5 points. If it's a buddy's tube sock, deduct 10 points. Another revision there. Music. Give yourself a point for every one of these CDs you have in your collections. 5 points if it's on 8-track. Ted Nugent, Leonard Skinner, Black Sabbath, Gwar, Molly Hatchet, Foghat, Megadeth, Billy Squier, 38 Special, Warrant, White Zombie, Crocus, Ozzy Osbourne, Danzig, BTO, Whitesnake, and finally Thin Lizzy. Now, if you drive an El Camino, a dually, a stepside, or stake bed pickup, give yourself 5 points. Add an additional 20 points if any of those vehicles have the No Fat Chicks license plate frame. That's another addition. That's a big point getter. And finally, naturally, if you've ever had a pal shave your ass, give yourself 50 points.
You sure that was on the wrong test?
I don't know. I don't know. Something may be up with the computer. But... and it's back to the phones we goes. Don, go away. You're no good, no more. Or whoever that song went. Allison.
Yeah, hi, Adam. Hi, Dr. Drew.
Hey.
Hi. Okay, my problem is that basically I haven't had my period for 2 months, and I'm still a virgin and stuff, and I've had my period for like 3 years now.
Regularly?
Yeah, regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if like maybe if there's something wrong, or I'm not sure.
Probably not. I mean, for women to have irregular periods or even to miss a period or two here and there is completely normal. There are many, many reasons that can happen, not the least of which is changes in your diet, exercise, stress.
You lose a lot of weight, that'll do it, right?
Yeah, right. You're over working out, that sort of thing can do it. There can be ovarian cysts. There can be just abnormalities of your normal cycling that naturally occur.
What about elves in your crotch?
Elves in your crotch would not do it.
Oh, okay. I have to ask.
You can't use that one, Adam. I'm sorry. Alice, is there anything going on particularly?
No, not really. I mean, life has just been going normal for me and stuff, so I wasn't sure if,
If it goes more than about 3 months, you ought to see a doctor about it because there might be something going on that needs to be treated. But it is nothing you need to be worried about, okay? It's very normal to have those kinds of changes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, one more question. Dr. Drew, did you used to, write for a magazine?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Sassy?
Young Miss?
Sassy.
Okay, yeah. All right, thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, was it the horoscope section?
No, I just say questions. They send in questions, same thing.
Sassy questions for Drew. Oh, a dream date. Did they do a dream date with Drew?
No.
Because they were going to run a competition called Watch Adam Stay Home and Masturbate, but the publishers got hold of that real quick and squelched it. Yeah, they nipped it in the bud. Todd.
Yeah, hey Adam, hey Dr. Drew.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Yeah, I called in I think it was like a week, maybe a week and a half ago about getting burnt in a car accident.
Oh yeah, that was you, right? How you doing?
Yeah, I talked to my girlfriend. She came over. Everything was cool. She cried a little bit, she saw me.
You were worried about what your girlfriend would think when she saw you.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, well, she saw me, and she didn't leave me, so she's been hanging out, and every day after school she comes over, using my homework and stuff.
Right.
I had a question about getting burnt around the testicle area.
Mm-hmm.
Did that just, ruin my shot at having kids or anything?
You just burned the skin, the scrotum, right?
I think so.
Well, you'd know it if you burnt.
You didn't burn the testicles off.
It wasn't like you dropped a boiler bag into something.
No, not like that.
It's not like the insides got cooked.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Do you still have dressings over your burns?
Huh?
Do you still have dressing over most of your burns?
Yeah.
What part of your body's covered?
My leg, my right arm, and right shoulder, that area.
Yeah.
Mostly to the right side of my body.
Yeah.
That's about it, though.
Do you see it ever when they change the dressings?
Not really. I don't really pay attention to it.
Is it that you don't want to look at it, or what?
Yeah, pretty much.
You turn away.
Yeah.
Okay.
When do they change the dressings next?
Oh, I don't know. My doctor wants us every week to go in there and check everything.
Right.
So.
And you have dressings changed at that point?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not doing daily dressing changes?
My mom makes sure everything's okay, and if you see anything weird, she'll call the doctor.
But she's not taking everything off and putting Silvadene cream on it?
She does, yeah, she does that.
Every day?
Every day.
Okay. Now, before she puts the Silvadene on, do you look at the wounds?
No.
Oh, you just don't want to look at them?
No.
Okay. And is anything going on in your groin? Any special problems down there?
It itches a lot.
That's the healing, usually.
Yeah.
Well, so Todd, tomorrow, when she comes in to change the dressing, you're going to have to sort of muster up the courage to have a look-see.
Yes.
You may. I mean, it's not that important. Eventually, he's going to have to. They can look pretty weird when they're putting all the creams and stuff on. They look a lot better later.
I got news for you. They don't look that great. I was looking at mine earlier today. I mean, normal, healthy testicles. They're not pretty. I mean, just in a healthy state.
That's good to know.
They're never going to be that attractive.
Are you urinating freely, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
You don't have a catheter in or anything like that?
No. How long do you think it usually takes for all this stuff to go away?
The burns?
Yeah. Get like.
Long time. Weeks and weeks and maybe months. I don't know what you've got going there, but burns take a lot of time to heal, and you may need some skin grafts and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is that being talked about at all?
That's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
They were talking about that to my mom.
Takes a lot of time to go through all that, but just keep slogging through it.
There was something when I went to doctor's appointment 2 days ago. They stepped outside to talk to my mom about something. I don't know if something's up down there. I don't know.
Down in your crotch.
All like where the burns are, they were talking about, and they wouldn't let me know.
And is that down in your perineum? Is that is it in that area where the worst burns are?
Yeah, they say.
Now, how's the penis doing?
It hurt for a while.
But it's fine. You can see it. It's normal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the number one thing.
It's no really big.
All right. All right. The penis is paramount. I should really get a windbreaker with that on the back of it. And the testicles are, they're nice. But I don't know. They can even be a hindrance sometimes.
Be aware that maybe that's just your worst fear. And so whenever you hear them talking outside of your earshot, you think that's what they're talking about. You ought to ask them. I mean, it seems like after an accident like that, they'd give you an opportunity to talk to a psychologist or somebody to deal with the stress of having had a trauma like that. And I would step up and ask for that, Todd. I would think it would really help you.
Yeah, and if it's any consolation, whenever someone leaves the room and talks about me, I think they're talking about my testicles as well.
They're not.
They're not.
Don't worry.
Corey.
It's you that's always talking about it.
Oh, okay. That's me. I see. Corey.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Okay, here's my problem. The other day, yesterday, I was playing soccer with my friend, and he kind of missed the ball and hit me in the nads. Right?
Well, welcome to NAD Talk with your host, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Okay. And now when I ejaculate, it hurts.
Get it checked out, Corey. It's probably not a big deal. You don't ejaculate blood or anything like that, do you?
Huh?
You don't urinate or ejaculate blood?
Nah.
You didn't have part of his cleat come out or anything, did you?
No.
Okay.
Thanks, Adam.
Not like a clump of sod or shoelace or anything?
No.
Okay. I have to ask. You understand?
Oh, yeah, I understand.
So just get it checked out?
Please do. It's probably nothing, but there's some things that can happen there that you would want to have a urologist. Best to have a urologist take a look at something like that, okay?
Corey, you got to wear a cup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm wearing one right now. And we'll be back. Yes, this is Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. The phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. Faxes, like the one that's in Drew's hand right now.
Yeah, this is a guy, Harold R. from Illinois. He's 35 years old, 8 weeks of intermittent cough, blood in his stool, on and on and on. A small, bizarre black sore on the underside of his tongue. He's bisexual and has engaged in risky sex over the years. This whole scenario sounds extremely concerning to me. I mean, an intermittent cough with maybe some shortness of breath in somebody who's risk for HIV is an HIV-related illness until proven otherwise. God knows non-healing sores can be tumors.
Wait a minute. That is an HIV-related illness?
Until proven other. That's where your doctor's going to think about it. It's got to be proven not to be that.
If you have this combination of problems.
If you are losing weight, if you're having night sweats, if you're having diarrhea, blood in the stool, shortness of breath, funny growths anywhere, and you are at risk, you got to rule that out first.
Isn't Blood in the Stool a John Mellencamp song?
Possibly.
Did he say shortness of breath, or you just toss that in there?
I'm tossing that in there.
Oh,
because
well, for Christ's sake, Drew, you can't do that. You can't toss shortness of breath into a fact.
Look, I'm doing it. Look, this is enough for me to be worried about HIV in this particular guy. Okay. I'm just saying, in general, if that's there, people need to.
All right. Well, the point is he's had risky.
Look, it could be
sex,
right? But it could be a million other things. It could be TB. It could be a million other things. So, I mean, it could be nothing. But he has to get it checked.
But the worst thing you can do, without trying to sound like a public service message here, is think you may have something, so you don't do it. I mean, so you don't go look into it, so you don't go get tested. Meanwhile, it gets worse.
Right.
Meanwhile, you have the opportunity to spread it on to loved ones, perhaps.
Right.
Or even loved ones you only knew for one night. But either way, you're spreading around the disease. You're getting worse yourself. And these days, with all the drugs and whatnot, if they get this stuff early, I mean, I don't know. Then they
particularly HIV, yeah, absolutely. That can be improve the outcome. It looks like, although that still has yet to be proven, frankly. I know if I had an HIV, documented HIV, whether I had HIV-related illness or not, I would go get on as many antiviral drugs as I could tolerate.
You want to say something now, Drew?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you can go home and think that I have that too. Go ahead, Adam.
No, I know you got the happies. So
I'm feeling a little happy
tack
tonight.
this one on too. All right, let's get to the calls real fast here. What call do you want, Drew?
Maybe that's fast.
I love when he points. Lance.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Drew.
Hi.
Lance.
Yeah, I'm on the track team, and I was thinking about getting on anabolic steroids.
This is easy. Don't do that. Real bad.
What's your event, Lance?
I'm in the mile and the 2 and the 800.
Is that? I mean, it would seem like steroids would be good for a 100-yard dash and the shot put and stuff like that.
Correct.
But the long distance stuff,
probably not. But at 15, it can cause your bones to stop growing. It can close the plates that cause you to grow, and they be stunted. I mean, we don't even know all the potential side effects that can happen to a 15-year-old. It can affect your brain chemistry. I mean, it's really a serious mistake. Those drugs were never meant to be used on healthy people.
Lance.
Yeah.
Did you hear the doctor?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Don't do it. All right, let's get the phone numbers out again. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. And Drew has just had something handed to him. Usually here it's a cup of coffee, but this may have to pertain to the show.
Although, if they handed me one of those, I'd be happy too. This is vindication for me. I'd mentioned that I have to write prescriptions for people when they want to get syringes, and I didn't think it was possible for people to get syringes.
And for me, too, because I went on a whole long tirade about the government not getting these things to people or making them accessible.
It says just because hypodermic syringes are over-the-counter without a prescription doesn't mean it's legal. Match should consult 4149 Business and Professional Code, which states it's illegal to be in possession of a hypodermic syringe without a prescription.
And the guy...
Thank you and good night.
The guy who was who called in was working at a Tijuana pharmacy anyway and mixing up his own batches of things.
He's working in Washington, D.C. Come on.
All right. Drew,
all right, let me set you up.
Just point like a monkey. I love when you do that. Kristen.
Yeah. No, my name's Crystal.
Oh, sorry, Crystal.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever.
My name's really Alan.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay, whatever. Okay, I have a question for you guys.
All right.
Okay, is it common practice for like guys to shave themselves like down there, or does that mean that there's something wrong with them?
It's a peculiar practice.
Which side? The front side, right? That's very bizarre.
Yeah.
The back side, it's unthinkable.
That's gross.
Crystal, you mean shaved clean or just a grooming?
Shaved clean.
Let me tell you something about guys.
No, okay, but like, he said that he shaved like all of it before, and he's like, but then I look like a little kid, so he just like let the top part of it grow, and like he shaved like underneath.
All right, the guy's got a lot of time on his hands, obviously, and God knows what else on his hand. I did that once when I was in high school because I had this theory, I'm not religious, but I am very superstitious.
Uh-huh.
For the same reason I don't carry the condom in the wallet. I think that's like the curse. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'll never get laid if I carry around a condom. It's bad luck.
Hey, just get to the story. This I can't believe.
I shaved my nether regions when I was like, 17 years old.
Yeah.
Because I figured this would up my chances of having sex. Because, you shave yourself and then, God forbid, there you are. Boom, you're naked in front of somebody, embarrassed as hell. You see what I'm saying?
I see. So it's like reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology.
I see.
That's right.
Is that really the only reason?
Are you talking about the crabs? No, I didn't have crabs. He may have crabs, though. And Drew doesn't have herpes.
Okay.
But I did it. Didn't work. It grew back. It grew back till I looked like Bernie from Room 222 before I actually got sex.
Well, because like my friend said that they probably might do it because they might have like some sort of disease.
Crabs?
Crabs?
Yes.
So if you shave it down there, then the crabs go away?
Not really.
No.
They hide somewhere else and come back down there later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like when your home is devastated by an earthquake, you move out onto the lawn.
Uh-huh.
But you don't go away with the dump truck.
You go back in the house.
You go back in the house, but if there's no house, you just sleep on the lawn.
Okay.
You with
Thanks,
me?
Kristen.
Yeah, I get it.
Good luck. Sounds kind of weird to me. But you care to list other bizarre...
I want to let them out sort of incrementally throughout the months if they'll have me here on this show. You know, I don't want to spill all the beans in one evening. Yeah, a lot of people have done that. I didn't get a razor out or anything. I just gave myself a nice trim, and I figured this would bring on sex. It was another ill-fated attempt at sex.
I mean, you know, throughout history, man have done bizarre rituals in an attempt to bring on good fortune. I just wonder what the ones were that you've engaged in over time.
A lot of cultures.
I mean, I'm sure the Greeks didn't typically do that as a way of consulting an oracle.
Yes,
the oracle wouldn't tell them to do that as a way of bringing good fortune.
Shavis Zacharias did that, sure. Yeah, well, some cultures do like a rain dance. I did a shave dance.
That's the point.
And let me tell you
I'm
something.
just concerned about what other rain dances you might have done.
All right, Drew, relax over there, Mr. Glasshouse. Let me explain to you about the crab. The crab's like a lice. Lice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
These things are indestructible.
Right, that's right.
Friend of mine had them, and I know you're saying I had them, but I didn't. I wish I had the opportunity to contract venereal diseases when I was in high school. I just didn't get sex. But a friend of mine who did have this opportunity got the crab.
Right.
And we took one off of him, or he took one off of him, and
so.
we captured this crab. We were like Marlon Perkins and Jim.
Yeah.
And we took this thing, and I said, I figured out that ammonia would kill anything.
Right.
I was putting ammonia in a squirt bottle. It would kill roaches. It would kill ants. I mean, picture being doused in ammonia. We put a drop of ammonia onto this crab on the bathroom counter.
Yeah.
The thing just walked right out of it, left a trail of ammonia behind it, and just kept going. I think it, like, flipped me the bird or something as it went on. So they are totally indestructible. You have to get that special T111.
Right. Well, there's a number of stuff now that's available, but I think our screener just got the gist of what you've been talking about. All right.
Very provocative. Michael.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Hey, guys.
You got a question?
Yeah. Well, first I want to say that you guys are great.
Thank you.
And also to thank you, Adam, for the talc idea.
Oh, yes. I just picked up a big vat of it today. I was telling Drew on the phone. Drew, did I not call you earlier this afternoon?
Yes, he was concerned about his talc supply.
I said, I'm going to Save-On. I'm getting some more talc. You need anything?
It's a fact. He did. And but the great part of the conversation was his shock that he had ever run out of talc. This was it. This was the moment of truth for you.
Yeah, I was really in a quandary. Michael?
Yes.
Yes?
I have a question for the doc.
Yeah, Michael, what's up?
Is it normal for I can twist my right testicle like 2 or 3 times? Is that normal?
In the scrotum?
Yes.
Like spin it around?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's normal. I mean, it seems a little peculiar. They certainly can spin around once.
But it's only the right side.
Yeah, I don't know that you have to worry about that. Does it? No, I don't think you have to worry about that necessarily.
Michael?
Yes.
You out of work?
Sorry?
You out of work?
No.
By the way, I wouldn't do that very much because you can twist off the blood supply of the testing. Michael, I want you to listen real carefully to that because that is a fact. You can stay twisted and then cut off the blood supply and the damn thing can die.
Okay.
Michael?
Yeah.
There's something called origami.
Uh-huh.
You should look into it. The man has too much time.
Evidently, a lot of people do.
I never knew.
You did too, for that matter.
Oh, Drew, that was all part of a ritual. But listen, I didn't know you could do that, but I guess you could because the testicle just has what? The one cord?
The cord, yeah. There is a little thing that tethers it down the base there, too.
How would you know when you made a lap? Because it's sort of...
I wonder if he's actually doing that, frankly.
It's sort of symmetrical, isn't it? I mean,
There's
it'd be hard to tell.
There's a cap on it, and if you knew where the cap was, you could feel that come past.
Ray.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking, ow, an itch right now. Anyhow, hi, Dr. Drew and Adam.
Hey, Ray.
Ray, what are you doing now?
Oh, about the two last callers, I'm just thinking itch from the shaving.
Yeah, I know. My groin itches and my nuts hurt.
Yeah, they're hurting real bad. For a quick comment to you, Adam, on your hetero test, I scored about over a 300, so yeehaw on that one.
Oh, you were a lot of man, because it was only possible. Well, I guess you could have gone up that high. All right.
Yeah.
All right, you're all man, Ray. Go ahead.
Anyhow, I've been involved with this girl now for a couple years, and we live together. We are engaged to be married. And before we were involved in a relationship, she had a relationship with a female. And I actually didn't know about this till like a year down our road when we were together, because she was really afraid to express this in our relationship. But she expressed it, and I was very open-minded to it, because I care for her, and I was very, concerned about her past as well. And but now, time down the road, she has expressed that her feelings for our attractions toward her females. And when we see one somewhere, she might make a comment, oh, she has nice legs or nice butt, or
Right.
And my concern is,
why don't you start doing that when you see a guy, just to kind of throw a curve? Hey, look at the basket on that dude.
No, thank you. Anyhow, is there, is the being bi, is that for this female to be bi?
Well,
I'm kind of, shot in shock.
All right, I understand. Can you put her on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell her to take her pinky out of your ass and put her on the phone. I hear her there doing God knows what to you.
Okay, here she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes. Hello, what is your real name?
What is my real name?
Yes.
Kim.
Kim. Kind of a lesbian name. Kim, you're going to be listening tomorrow night when I give the LAT test, the Lesbian Aptitude test, because that will really, that will be the tail of the tape, as they say.
Okay.
That will be the litmus test to find out if you guys can have a relationship or
But
not.
let's see if we can help him tonight.
All right. I'm just sort of plugging it. That's
I
what
know
you do.
you are.
That's good radio, Drew.
Indeed, that is.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that.
I love to see the control room bust up whenever I mention good radio. Okay, now, Kim,
Yeah?
how badly do you want another woman?
Well, every now and then, I get the desire really bad, but it depends a lot on the woman.
Right. How many women have you had before you met Ray? Did you just experiment, or did you have a relationship?
Probably about 9.
How old were you when that started?
Casually or as like a real relationship?
No, that it ever started. That you ever had
Casually?
in any context.
Probably about 12.
Yeah.
Okay, Drew's going the abuse route. Go ahead, Drew.
And how old was the person you had sex with then at 12?
13.
Yeah. And
what do you mean? Yeah, don't give that. No, you thought she was going to say Janet Reno or something.
No, it could. I thought she was going to say that or a peer, because a young teenager will typically who has been abused themselves will typically go out and abuse other of their peers, and younger. Okay, and so you're sort of at the margin there at 12, where it's kind of quasi abuse. And what
It was just sort of playing around when I was 12.
Well, either you're gay. That's already on a card. You can't do that again, Adam.
All of a sudden, I got involved with the show. I wish you could have seen that. I went, huh? Hey, Mike, what's going on? He said gay.
Either you're gay.
All right.
And that was the beginning of those feelings, and you really haven't fully come to grips with that. Or you were enticed into something by somebody who'd had their boundaries violated at a young age, and it sort of created some ambivalence in yourself. I don't know which it is. I mean, it's,
Well, because I'm really attracted to both women and men.
But here's the sort of the acid test question, and that is, when you're in a committed relationship,
why is it any different than him being attracted to another woman or you being attracted to another man?
Or containing those impulses if you have them.
Right. I mean, what Drew's saying is you're in a committed relationship, so you cannot, or you can be, but you can't act on your attraction toward others. Yeah. I mean, Ann, producer Ann, I know she digs me.
She really wants you?
Right, yeah, oh yeah. But she's married, and she doesn't act on it. And I know it takes every fiber of her will, every
It really
ounce
does.
of.
God, you've read me.
Especially now
I
that
tried to hide
What
it,
do those
too.
little things look like? Carrots that just came out of her mouth.
I think that's called
Oh,
vomit. Especially now that I'm sporting the cheesy, bad teenager mustache. I know it takes every ounce of will she possesses. And sometimes I'll see her just snapping that rubber band she keeps around her thigh just to keep herself in line. And that's why I usually scurry out of here right after the show, because I don't want to torture the poor thing. But the point is she doesn't act on it because she's in a committed relationship.
But would it be so bad if I did?
No. As a matter of fact, there'd be some money in it for you.
Kim? So, I mean, that's really the issue here. Is, I mean, if you're not ready to be in a committed relationship, you got to admit that now before you guys really get too far into this. If you're gay, you need to begin to deal with those feelings and what that means for you. It's a very tough thing for people to come to grips with sometimes. But don't get married if you're ambivalent, if you're not clear on what you want out of a relationship, what you want out of a marriage. Don't do it. Okay?
Well, I'm really committed to him.
Well, then there should be an
if you're
issue.
really committed to him, then you won't screw around.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it.
And like I said, you have to look at it as fooling around with anybody, be it man, be it woman, be it beast. The neighbor's Shetland pony would be considered a no-no, although it would make a good video. And there goes, that's not Drew's high horse, that was the Shetland pony. John.
Hey, guys, how are you doing?
Hey, you're good.
John?
Gosh, I got a problem here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a newlywed, and we've been playing really, really well lately. But something happened. My wife asked me to come to the bedroom 2 nights ago, and she told me to pull her butt cheeks apart. And there's a hemorrhoid there, and she says I gave it to her.
How did you do that?
Well, anal sex, I think.
I was going to guess that.
Okay, well, that's how you gave it to her. Then.
That's what she says?
The only other way would be pregnancy, probably.
Is that how? Can that happen?
Yes, that can happen.
Well, what do I do about it? I mean, it doesn't hurt her or anything, but is it going to be problematic in the future?
Could he use his penis much like those old warships when they would pack the cannons?
I wish so much we were on TV right now. Because the visual there was really something.
You had to see both hands moving it up. I don't think we just sit here.
So what should I do? I mean, or she should do, really.
I think she should get some Anusol cream, and she ought to leave it at that. And I think you guys ought to cease the behavior, because she can get some pretty serious rectal disease.
Well, she had a really good time with it, though.
Well,
all right, but John, you got to use a lot of lubrication. Are you using that?
Well, we used a lot. I mean, we were trying to be careful and everything, and we were having a good time.
I don't know. I would say next time you
Pick
go
up origami, huh?
Listen, what did he say?
Origami.
No. I was going to say next time you go over to her folks' house, to your in-laws' house, and you guys are eating there.
Yeah.
Ask the folks what they think. I mean, ask them if there's some kind of home remedy, perhaps. Explain to them what happened and how it manifested itself and what you could do about it. See if you could get some input.
I guess.
And wear a bulletproof vest.
That'll work.
All right, John.
Find another guy?
John?
No.
John.
Just origami.
John?
Yeah.
Be careful where you put your wand. Yeah, if you're getting a hemorrhoid, you really have to back off certain behaviors.
If you're hurting anybody anywhere, they avoid things that cause pain. Very simple.
Yes. Very good, Drew. Don.
Hello.
You're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Drew.
Don?
Is
this the same Don we tried to talk to earlier?
Yeah, and I got a dial tone.
Uh-huh.
I got disconnected somehow. Okay, I've been going out with my ex-boyfriend. Well, I had been going out with him for 1 year and 4 months, and I was totally in love with him, and I still love him a lot. But recently, last Friday, he cheated on me. And it's hard.
What exactly was the circumstance?
That night I had asked him to go out with me. I told him, let's go do something. He's like, no, I'm just going to stay home. And he lives with his friend. And I guess he just went out with this girl, and he got with her. And I found out through friends.
So he was planning that.
I don't know if he was planning it, but
Has he ever done it before?
Not that I know of.
Adam, what do you think the chances are that he's going to do it again?
I'd say I'm doing like 100 and 110%.
That's about what I'd say.
Let me ask you this: how'd you find out about it?
I found out through a friend, but I confronted him about it, and he admitted it.
Mm-hmm. And now, this was your ex-boyfriend who you had started a relationship with again?
No, I'm not back with him. We've been hanging out, and I told him, I still love him with all my heart.
Yeah, but it's not really cheating if it's your ex-boyfriend.
No, but I was with him. I broke up with him the day I found out.
Right, because of this, he's ex.
Oh,
Smart
I'm
girl.
sorry.
And she's wondering now that he's kind of coming back around, should she get back with him?
I mean, he's been bringing me flowers.
And she's just asking for the same problem all over again.
He called the girl and told her that it was a big mistake, and it meant nothing to him, and that he was still in love with me, and I was there.
Were you there for that phone call?
I was there when he called her.
While he was talking
to the dial tone?
No, I was talking to the guys at Domino's who were completely confused. They delivered a pizza to Pakistan now because of that conversation. Don, I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, one time isn't much, and the guy's giving her flowers and blah 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 blah. But I don't know, producer Ann, what do you think?
Get rid of him.
We don't know. We really don't know. The probability is
He'll
you're asking for
probably do it again.
you're probably asking for the same thing all
So
over
why
again.
let the suffering just continue? Get it over with.
Yeah.
All right, Don.
All right.
There are plenty of guys out there who don't plan on cheating.
I guess.
I guess, too. I was just saying that. They're in mental institutions, but we'll be back.
Hi, this is Pamela Siegel, and I urge you to listen every night to the best show on the radio, Loveline, with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yeah, she is such a sweet little nymph, fat. She's not actually a full woman. I mean, I think if you had sex with her and you were keeping a tally, she'd count as a half. You actually had her and her sister. But she's very cute. She's darling. And yes, I am Adam Crowley. Is Dr. Drew on the phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. The fax number 310-854-4455. She, of course, is going to be in Sergeant Bilko and was from Bed of Roses, which I saw, which I thought was just ridiculously bad. I hate to say it, but it was just as corny as a movie ever gets. The one woman had been, like, sexually abused.
Maybe
and they, like, skirted over it, which was a really chicken-ass thing to do. And it was just the way Hollywood approaches people that have been sexually abused or physically abused or verbally abused, which is a really good looking and they have really good jobs. And if you can give them enough flora, if you can drop off enough flowers at their house, so that'll make up for
the trauma.
For the past.
Yeah,
I didn't see the end of it.
Yeah,
and,
that's why I thought they bit off more than they could chew.
And I didn't have the sound up, so I'm trying to be fair. But
and it was in fast motion.
And it was in fast motion. I just can't, if it's in the VCR, the sound is not up. I have certain rules. And I'm going to stick by them. Teresa?
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hi. This is kind of an odd question for you guys, but, what do guys really enjoy about girls going down on them?
Duh! Should I go first, Drew?
You can go exclusively.
Because now, everybody loves blowjobs.
Pizza, here we go again.
No, I'm not going to give the pizza analogy, but all guys love them. But I think I could run for mayor of Blowjobville. As you know, I'm packing up and moving to Boobville later on in the week. But I really think I like them even more than most guys do, and that's a lot, because I know how much most guys enjoy them. It's a twofold thing. One, there's somebody touching your penis and it's not you, which is a really exciting notion. Thank you for the campy music. Number two, it's a sort of... Guys like to be in charge sexually. They really do. It's one of those things. And with the exception of the anal sex, this is number two. Hold on, let me pull the chart down. Yes, anal sex would be the number one. I'm doing the driving. Blowjobs are like number two because, first of all, there's no talking back when there's a penis in your mouth. And
so it's the degradation of the female that
there's a certain degradation.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Listen, Drew. This is a collage. Do you understand? There's not one thing that makes up someone's sexual preference. There's not one thing that makes up what someone enjoys physically. There's a great physical satisfaction there. There's an emotional thing. I mean, and also, it's how else could you say I love you? Screw flowers. This is the ultimate. I love you.
Sacrifice.
This is the ultimate sacrifice. I mean, you don't want it from like grandma or anything like that on your birthday. But what I'm No, I thought that went out. But what I'm saying is yes, if you have your penis in someone's mouth, what more could they do for you? What more? I mean, unless they're like putting a spit shine on your boots or something at the same time. And so that's what guys like about it. Engineer Mike is nodding away. That's his hand moving.
What can girls do to make it funner for the girl?
Get it over with quick? Dip it in chocolate, Engineer Mike says, or just rolled around in jimmies. I don't know. I think you have to like it, and if you don't like it, it's going to be a pretty tough road to hoe. And in which case, you just sort of do the best you can for what you think is a long enough period of time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is this you have a boyfriend?
No, I have ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just sort of bear with it, and don't do anything you don't want to do.
Okay.
Unless I tell you to. All right, Teresa?
Okay.
Good luck with the blowjob. Drew, what do you like?
I like this call here.
No, I want to know about the blowjob.
No.
You enjoy that. Come on, you take one. Robert.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
I have two questions. One, I have a girlfriend and I'm attracted to girls that I like giving blowjobs and get screwed from behind with my legs in the air and stuff. I'm also attracted to the bottom of guys' feet because I like to suck toes too.
Wait a minute.
So the question is, am I gay or like what? I mean,
You're gay.
because I've had relationships with girls too.
And with guys.
But well, who have you had more relationships with?
Kind of like 50-50.
Did you take the GAT test the other night?
Yeah.
How'd you fare?
Wait, let me get. I think I got like.
Okay, yeah. Run over to the file. Look under gay. Oh, you don't have it in front of you?
I got a 72.
72? Yeah. Drew.
Yeah.
I told you that was a bogus call, didn't I?
I know. I thought it was bogus too. We let it go too long.
We?
Oh, well, I could have. I could have.
I gave you that. Hey, this is bogus look.
Yeah, and I didn't return it.
No,
but I was thinking it was bogus.
I tossed you the bogus ball. You did not toss it back.
Yeah.
And Drew,
the reason being is that he sounded peculiar enough that if it was somebody really disturbed, I don't want to accuse them of making up the call and just leaving it.
Right.
So I wanted to let it go a little further.
Well, we're like the fire department here. We do not have the luxury to sit around and say, I don't know, I don't think that one is, because someone could burn in a house.
Right.
We have to go out and check it out.
Right.
And once in a while we get fooled and have to come home and eat cold food because we picked up and left. But that's our job here, damn it. And we're not ashamed. Are we?
I don't know, but they're dancing around the control room.
Yeah, what's going on over there? All right.
What? What, Ann? What's the deal?
He stayed on the line.
Oh, really?
So we picked it up and told him what we thought of him.
Oh, good. Very nice.
Wow.
Nice touch.
Little poetic justice. Amy.
Hi, Adam, Dr. Drew.
Hey.
Amy.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
I have constant vaginal discharge.
Uh-huh.
And it's like every day. It's not a constant flow, but it's there constantly.
Like a clear discharge?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask a quick discharge-related question. How far away from your vagina does it have to get to be discharge? Does it have to get out?
Yeah, you wouldn't know it was there otherwise.
All right, don't try to make me feel like an idiot, Drew. But the point is where's it go? I mean, how far does it have to get?
It's enough to be noticed.
Okay, so it can't just be moisture up in there like if you're having sex or something like that.
No, it needs to show up on the underwear, basically.
Underwear or like the sheets or the dog or something, whatever's gotten down there. Okay.
Right. And that can be normal, Amy.
Oh, really?
Right? I mean, some women just have a heavier discharge than others, and some don't have any, some have it all the time. Is it something that appeared suddenly?
No, I've had it for a while.
Forever.
Basically.
Since puberty, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Since puberty, since you started having periods?
I guess.
Yeah, and that would be normal.
I guess it's...
Are you sexually active?
No.
You've never had sex before?
Mm-mm.
There are vaginal infections that could occur without sexual activity, and so it probably ought to be checked out just to be sure. But it is certainly nothing you need to be concerned about, okay? Because it can be normal.
Yeah.
And
all right, Amy.
Part of the next 30 or 40 years.
Great.
Don't worry, menopause is right around the corner. Teresa?
Hi.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Dr. Drew.
Hi. Teresa, what's up?
Well, I just started the birth control pill about 2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Actually, this is the start of my third cycle. And today, like I felt this morning, there was like a tingling in my leg, like in the upper thigh.
I'm not sure I heard you correctly. Did you say 2 weeks ago?
I started the pill 2 weeks ago.
And when you say your third cycle, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean like the third week.
Third week. You're not
Right.
taking the triphasic where it's a different color every week.
No.
Okay. What kind of pill are you taking?
A Demelin or...
Demelin? Okay.
So it just started today, like a tingling in my leg, and I was just wondering if...
Both legs?
No, just one, and it's up in the, like in the upper thigh, and it's not like constant, but
Yeah.
it just...
How's your calf? Any swelling there or anything like that?
No.
I mean, the one sort of very, very unusual, particularly for your age, but really serious complication that a pill can cause is a clot in the veins in the leg, and that will usually manifest as pain and swelling in that leg. Ortho-Est, unfortunately, has been slightly more associated with that than some of the other pills. The tingling probably is nothing. I mean, who knows? You get all kinds of fluid shifts when you get on the pill. You feel bloated, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that can create little nerve entrapments and things.
Where's your fluid shift from?
From outside in the external world into your body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, from the tub or from the shower, wherever.
Needs to enter through your mouth.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
I see. All right. Okay.
Also, I started, like, you know how you can have bleeding, but it's not part of your period?
Correct.
They call that spotting, by the way.
Spotting
bro.
or mid-cycle bleeding?
It's not spotting, but it's like...
Real
I've
bleeding.
had it for over a week now. Like,
It's just sometimes that'll settle down the second or third actual cycle of pills that you go through. So just hang with it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good luck. And isn't it true that they derive the hormone from the pregnant mare's urine?
The original hormones.
They do?
Yeah, they did.
Now, could you just go have a horse urinate on you and have achieve basically the same effect, Drew? Or would that not be sound medical practice?
No. Everyone knows that would be just perfectly normal.
So
and very effective, too.
So you recommend for those
No, I don't recommend that.
to go down to the barn?
It's too primitive, too basic. We've advanced so far beyond that, Adam. Didn't you know that's the way that... Yeah, thank you.
There goes the high horse.
Right,
it's out of the barn for the first time this evening.
All right.
All right?
Yes, I'm all right.
And we'll be back. Just reading a fax here on Loveline with the lovely phone number 1-800-LOVE-191 and the fax number 310-854-4455. Ann, beautiful, shapely, slender and horny producer Ann just handed me this fax. Dear Adam and Dr. Drew, regarding groin shaving, I used to crop it regularly because I heard from a guy into porn biz that it was a illusion to make the hog look bigger. And that's true.
Really? Dylan Thomas is listening to our show.
Well, no, but if you take a hog and you put him in like 3 feet of mud, like, you know, up to its little hoggy knees,
hey,
it's not going to look like as much hog as if you have him just standing on the linoleum. Do you know what I'm saying?
Big day in our household today. We got Babe on video.
Oh, really?
Big day.
That's a coup. Where'd you get that?
My wife came up with it somewhere at the mall where you're not hanging out.
She got it at the mall?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was out on video.
I guess maybe today or something. I don't know.
The kids going insane?
Oh, yeah. Third time through. What time I left home today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's cute. Very cute.
Yeah. Any nudity at all in there?
Not with people.
All right. So I guess should I have the sound up?
You won't.
That's true because it's on video. Jeanette.
Yes?
You're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Yeah.
I have a question to ask you.
All right.
Okay, I've been with my husband for 6 years. We've been married for 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have no urge to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a baby 10 months ago.
Mm.
And it's like still no urge. And I'm on prednisone now, so I don't know if that's done anything. But
For sure, that could do it. But why are you on prednisone?
because I have Sjogren's syndrome.
Sjogren's. Wow.
And my doctor, I told him I want it to be taken off of it. I don't want to be on it anymore.
Oh, absolutely.
How's that manifest itself, the Sjogren's?
Dry
syndrome?
mouth, dry eyes.
Yeah.
Really, the immune system basically attacks the sweat glands and the salivary glands. But now, Sjogren's in somebody your age. Have you seen a rheumatologist?
I'm going to an internal medicine. I've gone to 2 now, and they have me. I told them to take me off of it, and they said it's the best thing for me. But I was
but you get a workup. I mean, for somebody your age, I mean, Sjogren's as an isolated illness is unusual. It's usually associated with something else.
Okay.
Something causes the Sjogren's usually. And make sure I would, if I were taking care of you, particularly if I thought you needed prednisone, I would at least have a rheumatologist give you a look over.
What's a rheumatologist do?
Somebody who specializes in diseases of the joints and autoimmune illnesses.
Okay, so like if your joints hurt, you'd show it to him.
Right, but other autoimmune conditions, and this is one of them. So certainly the prednisone could.
Okay, I was on 30 milligrams.
It's a huge dose, and so
and
you're.
now I'm told them to take me off. I'm down to 8, and they're only
Good.
lowering me a milligram a month.
Well, you got to go very, very slowly.
and I was on Plaquenil also.
Right.
All right. Now, could that dry up the sex cave there too?
Yes. But even a 10-month-old child can do it. Just that by itself, Jeanette.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I had my glands, they swelled 5 years ago, and nobody figured it out. And then now I've, had my baby 10 months ago, and they finally figured it out after I had her.
So your first Sjogren's outbreak was a long time ago, huh?
5 years ago.
Very unusual.
When my glands swell and I can't eat or drink because they swell so bad.
Very
And
strange.
I still don't know why it does that.
Very strange.
All right, so
that's actually better than what I was thinking, because the fact that you've gone this long with it without something else presenting itself is kind of good.
Yeah, I've been to 5 ear, nose, and throat specialists.
Yeah, but see a rheumatologist, okay?
And I think I'm starting to have the arthritis signs.
Yeah, okay. It's probably going to be something else that comes in here.
Jeanette?
Yeah?
How's your husband taking the no sex?
He doesn't complain, but I know it's mean to not,
Are you menstruating normally?
Yeah.
Are you still breast?
I've been on the pill since I was 17.
And you're back on the pill again?
Yeah, I went off of it before I got when I decided to get pregnant, and then I went on it after my.
Because that often helps some of the diminished sex drive that people experience after they have a baby. And then the stress of having a kid and all that. I mean, plus you're sick and you have swollen glands. You have prednisone.
You may not ever have sex again.
No, I'm not saying that. But do get off the steroids. See the rheumatologist. Make an effort and.
Yeah, because my insurance, I have to go to my doctor, and then he has to everything.
All right, but you don't want to have sex.
No.
But
I do.
Does it hurt you to have sex?
Sometimes, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know my advice in this case, which it's a real chivalrous stance, which is just take it like a man. I mean, not like a man, because that could really hurt you. But what I mean is. Yeah, once a week, lie there, and, I'll tell you what you do with a guy. Go out and, you got to tire him out first somehow. Like when a dog's hyperactive or a kid does that, you take him out in the park, you throw the Frisbee to him a little while so they sleep that night. Take the guy out like rollerblading or, take him out like chugging pitchers of beer. Do something. You know what I mean? Take a little wind out of his sail. Then drag him back into the bedroom and go, you're ready. You'll get a couple of licks in, roll over, and pass out, and that'll be it.
People who really don't have libido or sex drive find sex to be very irritating. It's just the whole thought of it becomes, particularly women, are very it's just uncomfortable even to think about it.
Well, yeah, because
it's more than just
ankles are smacking yourself in the ear. You got some sweaty, big, hairy guy on. I mean, look at Engineer Mike over here for a second. If you didn't really need to have sex, would you let him mount? The problem with Engineer Mike is he's Engineer Mike, and he controls the mic.
This guy is an asshole.
Now he's taking it out on me.
Good luck, Jeanette.
Thank you.
Hang in there. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's got to be rough. And really, if someone has a medical problem, it's hard to hassle them about not wanting to have sex.
That's right.
Debbie.
Hello?
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hi.
Only been trying to get to you for so long.
Well, we've been waiting.
Well, that's great. I feel sorry for the other caller, though.
Yeah.
I understand what she's going through.
You do?
Yes, I do.
How's that?
Well,
Who, you, Joe Friday, all of a sudden?
I'm just curious that she would relate to something. It's kind of an unusual combination of problems.
How's that, man?
The thing is, it's not what I'm calling you about, but I can relate to what she's talking about. I had 2 kids.
Yeah.
And the first child I had, I didn't. After a while, I didn't want to have sex with my husband because he was an arrogant SOB, and that was like his thing. I don't know. It's hard after you have a child.
Yeah.
When you have two, it becomes
more hard.
More hard, and
More difficult, Adam. I beg your pardon.
More harder, don't you mean? College boy over there, for Christ's sake.
I totally wish that, but I mean, I don't know. It's just really weird with him.
Right.
When I had my second child, I left him when my second child was 5 months old.
Okay.
Because he was fooling around, abusing me, beating me up, and all this other stuff.
Beautiful.
So
We're sorry to hear that, but did you have a question?
the question I had was, okay, I have never consulted anybody about this, and I hear that you guys have like really raunchy stuff on your line. I think it's really cool.
That's not the idea, but okay.
Sure, that's what we're going for.
The idea, but since you're the expert, I'm 31 years old, and I'm dating this 20-year-old guy right now, and he's more mature than my ex-husband is, and he's really loving, caring, and he loves my children. They love him.
And what's the question?
The question is, I might be pregnant by him. My parents.
I think he hung up when he heard that.
No, it's somebody's trying to call me as always. But the question I have is, he is younger than I am, and my parents, family, and my friends don't think that's
yes.
cool.
Okay. Okay, Miss Debbie, the syllable girl. Debbie, look.
Wait, can I finish?
No, you can't finish.
No, I should, because you know why? I might be pregnant by him.
All right, we heard that. Listen, you've been setting the table for 20 minutes. It's time to eat.
I don't want to eat. I want to brush off my plate. I have enough on my plate.
Listen.
What is that noise?
That's the clock, I guess, ticking. Oh, he's just busted a nut over there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Debbie, listen. You like the guy? You like the guy, right?
I love him.
He likes the kids. He's good for you.
But he's moving out.
He's moving out?
He's moving out. He's moving back to his hometown because he doesn't like the city life. I'm a city folk. He's a country folk. And I did the country thing for a year. I didn't like it. I was severely depressed. But the city life is my life.
All right.
And I just found I may or may not. I don't know. I mean,
Debbie.
Ava Gabor finally called in. She finally did it, Adam.
Ba-dum, dun, dun.
but I mean, since you guys
New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay.
I'm seeing cows. I had him in my backyard. I saw him, seen it, did it.
All right, Debbie.
Yes.
Listen, you're talking a mile a minute. You got so many problems, we can't corral them all.
I'm sorry.
I'm about ready to get the Etch-a-Sketch out, and I know you don't want to do that because that really is the ultimate insult to one's life when I go for the Etch-a-Sketch and shake it clean.
Yeah, but I can even shake it even better.
All right, Debbie, settle down.
Okay.
Listen, if you like the guy, you're going to have to work it out. You're going to have to stay with the guy. He sounds okay.
It's not me.
Well, then if you love him, you'll move with him.
No,
and if he loves you, he won't move.
He wants to.
All right, here's what I want you to do. How many miles does he live from your house?
120.
120. I want you to go 60 miles from your house and park your trailer there and set up camp 60 miles. It would be like the Mason-Dixon line. I want a line going right through the trailer. His hometown, your hometown.
Yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, people have so many problems and so many questions. And I feel sorry for them because they have these problems and they have these predicaments and they have these questions. But after like 2 minutes, I want to kill them. Is that wrong?
No. Well, look, the point is that I think it's that she wants you to take that problem away from her magically, and you can't. She has to make a decision and then live with that decision. There is no perfect solution to her problem. She's not going to have the boyfriend and live in the city.
Yeah.
Or she's either going to have the city or have the boyfriend. That's it.
Here's the answer she wants. Send your 20-year-old boyfriend over to my house for the weekend for some psychological reconditioning.
Right.
We'll do something out of Clockwork Orange where I hold his eyelids open with toothpicks, and we show him the wonders of the city life. I show him, Gay Perry and San Francisco in their prime, and then we show like some twister going through some dust bowl in Idaho, and I recondition him. Well, it ain't going to happen.
Right.
You have to do what you can do with what you have to work with.
Instead, you have the very sensible solution of parking a trailer on the interstate and drawing a line down the middle.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Amanda.
Hi. I can't believe I got through. Okay, I'm 18 now, and I went to rehab because I was doing a lot of drugs. And I got, when I got my period, I got really bad cramps, and I would smoke pot to help get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't do that anymore. So my cramps are really bad, and Tylenol, Advil, it doesn't work. And I don't know.
Have you seen a gynecologist about this?
When I was 14, my doctor said that it would probably go away. It wouldn't.
But it hasn't, and so you need to see someone. There are multiple reasons for this, and there are multiple treatments. You don't have to sit there and just kind of live with it.
Could she smoke the Tylenol, Drew?
No, you're not going to smoke anything. You're going to go get an evaluation to see if this is endometriosis or ovarian cysts or other causes of what this is called dysmenorrhea. And then there are many treatments that the doctors can begin to try. And I'm sure you'll be able to find something that's reasonably useful to you. Okay.
Okay.
Go to your program, and these are not life-threatening problems. Your addictive disease could be.
Okay.
All right, Amanda.
Thank you.
Good luck. Yeah, it's important not to say, "Oh, cramps are here again. I guess it's time to start hitting the bong."
Screw the sobriety. It's not worth it. I've got a medical reason now. I've got to use the marijuana.
And we'll be back. Well, I'm not going to bother reading the phone numbers, but we are going to go to the phones real fast here on Loveline. Mary.
Hi.
Hey, last call of the night.
Hi. This is a serious question, but it's going to sound kind of weird. I wanted to ask pretty much Dr. Drew if you masturbate for like half an hour or more, can it be considered an aerobic exercise?
If you do it while you're walking.
Running.
I mean, if you do a long time and you break a sweat and your pulse is elevated, is that good for your heart, and is it burning calories?
Yes.
But it's like saying, can taking a really big dump be a form of aerobic exercise? Yeah, you're sweating, the veins coming out of your forehead, your arms cocked and pumping. You're going for the toilet paper 5 and 6 times.
It's not like that.
You lose weight.
But it is, so it's good for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right. It's just such a pleasure to be able to really help people with these serious problems.
You know what I love? It's like I have menstrual cramps, so I take heroin. Is that okay? And I masturbate for like an hour a day, but it's a good form of aerobic exercise, so that would be fine. Wouldn't it, Drew?
Yeah. If you'd like to write to us, it's Loveline, P.O. Box 4345, Hollywood, California, 90078. Email address luv191 on AOL.com.
And that just about wraps it up, with the exception of the kudos, which go out, the props, as they say, going out to Josh, who did a wonderful job on the phone tonight, the lovely Sherry, who always does a wonderful job on the phone, the angular, slender, and wonderful producer Ann, who always does a fine job at her producing job, the one-nut wonder Mike, who was on top of his game tonight, as usual, Dr. Drew, who does not have to be here. He's a doctor. He makes enough income during the week so that he could spend these hours with his family, but he chooses to come in and help. And that's a beautiful thing about it. So I'm going to take my hat off to Dr. Drew. I'm going to take my hat off to myself because I have to come in and I have... Well, anyway, someone's got to stay home and guard the porn. Anyway, tomorrow night we have a mystery guest. Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, it is a mystery guest, sort of. We can't talk about it because it's not confirmed.
Could be a good guest, though.
Could be a very good guest. And until then, good luck.
If you are still listening, you may feel the urge to touch yourself.
So that's it, then. You have been listening to Loveline. The opinions expressed on Loveline by Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, or anyone are not necessarily ours. Be happy. Be happy. Happy, happy, happy.
I'm happy.
Loveline's producer is Ann Wilkins. Thank you.